here watching this show right now, we always talk about it. You're one of two things. You've either played the big bad Bont and you're absolutely stoked with the performance that he pulled out on the weekend. What an absolute machine, dude. Or you could be like me and you started Harry Sheasel and Nick Dacos and you're looking at your team and you're like, what happened there? G'day everybody and welcome to GameDay Squad's Aussie Rule show. This is for round 22. Cal, were you either one of those, mate?
I was definitely a Bont owner. I definitely played Dacos, but I'm sick of you complaining about your scores when you've definitely gone higher than a lot of us. So, yeah, we'll get into that. But you know, you could be a lot worse. Trust me.
It is true. It is true. Everything could be a lot worse. But we are here because of GameDay Squad, delivering you another episode of GameDay Squad's Aussie Rules show. If you don't know what GameDay Squad is, we've got all of our links down below in the description. But it's simple. It's a fantasy sports platform. Create, coach, and compete. Sign up today to open up your 30 free starter packs and start building your dream squad. But enough of that. Guys, I've got some timestamps down below in the description. If you're looking for something in particular this episode, but just sit tight, relax, and enjoy the ride. We're going to talk through a bunch of different footy, our team's performances, and rip in and have a bit of fun. So speaking of fun, Cal, why don't we do something that's not going to be fun for you this week? Go into your team performance, mate. Break it down for me. What happened in round 21?
Round 21 was just a week of football that I just wish didn't happen, both for Port, both for just other results. My fantasy team, you can see there, not a lot to be excited with. Tom, I finished 120th, which I think is one of my lowest scores for quite some time. Lowest finishes, I should say. Only 2,187 points. Looking through there, you can just see I just had a lot of dud performances. Jack Steele, the captain of the duds. Houston was terrible. Dacos was injured. Sinclair not even near his best. Dunkley, and I played Cameron. He was my emotional hedge for Port, and honestly, he could have kicked a few more goals. So just across the board, I had a really, really disappointing week. And, you know, the scores that did well. Bont's good. He's not good enough to save my whole team like he saves the Dogs. But, yes. Disappointing. I've only finished 120th. It means I'm definitely out of the top 10 race now. It means that I'm going to need a miracle to chase you down. So things are looking, from a few weeks ago when everything was looking fine in the fantasy and AFL world for me, things are now looking a little bit terrible. So, yeah, that's me. That's my weekend.
Yes. Oh, mate. It hurts. But can I talk to you about a couple of different things? First of all, Sam Flanders in that forward line. Is that a debut? I don't think I've seen Sam Flanders before in your forward line.
I had him last week. He went big, which was good. So, kept him in there. But, yeah, you can see my Gorn one didn't pay off. I know you as the leader of English Gang.
I was about to bring that up as my second thing.
Yeah, I know.
English Gang,
I can read your mind.
Doing, mate?
Well, Gorn's been in such good form,
goodness.
and I just thought, against who they were playing yesterday, against North, I thought he could have another big day. He'd been in some good form. Thought it could be a game that North could roll over. They did in the second half, but no, they're a little bit more competitive than I thought. I've got a zag. If I pick Team English here, I'm only going to go as well as you, and that means I don't catch you or anyone else in the top 20. So I've got to go for those home run plays at the moment. We are still a weekly competition, as we do still have weekly competitions as well. That's where our prize money comes out of. So I'm going to be focusing on that. So over the next few weeks, you'll see some very interesting picks, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm excited for that. But let's get into my team. How we went round 21, the Zeus Cannons. The mighty Zeus Cannons at that. 57th rank for the round. 13th seasonal rank. So just hanging in there. It's pretty close. I'm only like 300, 400 points from the 10th spot. So it just takes one good week. This week's a bit unfortunate. I'll break it down in a second. But the Zeus Cannons finished on 2,376 points. And the theme of the round is feast or famine for my team. You either went ballistic, you popped off, and you dropped over 150 fantasy points, or you did the complete opposite. You just could barely get to triple digits. So let's go through our famines. Nick Dacos. It hurts to see. Luke Ryan, 94, we'll take that. But Jack Steele in the midfield. Yucky. Josh Dunkley, Harry Sheasel in the forward line. Yuckies again. So much to be desired from those players. But then you got the likes of Bont, Tim English, Zachy Merritt, Sicily, all exploding for me. So, yeah, I assume there's a lot of people that got hurt by the Nick Dacos play this week. So I don't really see that as something that only I've endured. I think a lot of people are in the same boat, but you can just see there's a lot to be desired. I just feel like I could have done so much better, but it's more on me. So, look, I'm going to look to sharpen up this week, make sure that I can get back to top 20 in the weekly competition, and then try to get that top 10 spot for the seasonal because I'm hanging in there. I'm so close, and I know I can do it. So, just got to get it done, Cal.
And someone we didn't talk about, Sicily, I didn't have him in my team. I've only got a bronze Sicily, and I really wanted to play someone silver. So not playing him, terrible mistake. He was awesome. I think he was, high scorer over Bond for you as well. So someone you don't have there that I know you're speaking about that you've got to get this bloke in your team. It's my boy Zachy Butters. How are you going to get him in? Is it just an easy one this week? You're thinking early for Sheasel or Dunkley, or what's your plans there?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of doing a double substitution this week. Like, haven't looked too much into the matchups and broken it down, but just like, top of the head type of thing. I think Sheasel comes out for a silver Zachy Butters. That's an easy 1-for-1 replacement for me. And then I'm thinking of putting Cogs in over Dunkley. I sort of looked at that matchup head-to-head this week and thought Dunkley had the better one, which is why I gave the starting role to Dunkley. You can see my bronze Cogs just sitting there on the bench. But, yeah, horrible.
You didn't think the Giants had an easy matchup?
I think I might do the opposite. Oh, I just thought Dunkley was going to rip in this week, to be honest. And,
that's a dig. That's a dig at your Swans.
The Giants, you know what? Yeah, you know what my thoughts were on the Giants this week, man. I wanted nothing but the worst for them. So, well, 4 on the trot for the Swannies. How good's that? We haven't even spoken about that yet, Cal.
Nor are we going to.
Your Port Power. We might have to teach you how to win.
Oh, I'm going to
just
leave
like
that comment.
I might have to teach you how to win in this fantasy.
Clip that up for when the Swans don't make the finals and Port's still in the top 4. Clip that up. We're going to teach you how to win. No thanks. Moving on.
Okay. You can clip it up, mate, but you're a bunch of pretenders this year, I reckon. I'm concerned not only about you, but about the Pies. We don't have enough time for me to break those 2 games down this week.
I've been telling you all year we're a bunch of pretenders. I'm not sitting here saying that we're not. No one's been believing us because we keep winning.
No more.
We keep winning and everyone keeps thinking that we're good, and then all of a sudden we lose and everyone's like, oh, maybe they're pretenders. And we're like, you think? But anyway, that's another show. That's for the GameDay Squad Port Adelaide podcast. But yeah, coming soon.
Yeah, exactly, mate. But do you know who's not pretenders? Is the people I'm about to pull up on the screen right now. We've got our leaderboard for round 21 of GameDay Squad. And have a look at that. 2,665 points it took to win the classic competition this week, which is a huge number. And then you've got the dabblers in the open comp with 3,268, which is one of the highest scores I can remember for both competitions in quite a while. So I think a lot of these people feasted and not famines like myself. What's your thoughts, Cal, mate? That's a pretty tough top 10 to rip into.
Yeah, it definitely is. Congrats to everyone who made it there. I don't recall seeing Bevo's Bandits up the top before, so I think that's a debut win there. So congrats to him in particular. Dabblers as well. I know Dabblers is always in and around the top 3, but he never seems to crack the top 1, so I know he's going to be stoked with that. So congrats there, mate. And shout out to this. I've not seen this before, but 4th in the open competition, or the champion competition, I should say, She's TV. Love it. That might be my my rolling favourite name I've seen so far. So shout out to She's TV. That's an absolute ripper. Love seeing the different team names that come through, squad names.
Oh, mate, tell me about it. How good is that? That's got to be one for the Hall of Fame at GameDay Squad so far. There's been plenty of contenders, even so wrong but so right underneath. Some creative names out there.
Well, I'm sick of seeing his name because he's always at the top of the champion competition. So stoked for him, but also he's got a lock on that at the moment. I don't know anyone's going to be catching him.
Yeah, but is that because... Are you just salty because you don't have Sarong and you don't play him in your midfield? So then you see that name and you just instantly...
Oh, I do have Sarong. I just choose not to play him. Yeah, I will... It will take me 2 years to fully switch from Brayshaw is worse than Sarong. Even if the numbers are telling me Sarong is the better player this year, I'm just going to still stay on that Brayshaw train.
fair call, but can I bring up, I don't think I saw either Brayshaw or Sarong in your starting mids this week. So
No, tough
is that
matchup against the
gonna be a common
Lions.
theme?
Tough matchup against the
Okay,
Lions.
yeah,
So.
just didn't want the...
Didn't want the smoke for the boys.
Alrighty, Cal. Let's move it on to the next part of our show. And I've done something a little bit different this week. I'm putting you on the spot here. I haven't told you what we're doing.
Ooh.
We're going to talk about something that is AFL related, not exactly fantasy related, but I guess they sort of do go hand in hand. I want to talk about the Brownlow race. Now, we had a cheeky phone call yesterday where we dipped our toes in the water of the discussion, but we didn't have as much information as we now have about the complete situation that we're currently in and that we're facing. So let's talk about it. Nick Dacos has a fracture in his tibia or fibia, one of the two from memory, from reading the report. It's looking like it's going to be a 6-week out, which means you can rule him out for the remainder of this regular season, which is huge news, a huge blow to the Pies, and a massive out for all fantasy coaches out there. So that's going to be, first of all, just tough to replace. But yeah, the Brownlow conversation, right? We've got some contenders up the top there, and I know we were having a discussion, Cal. I might just give you the floor right now. Give me your thoughts. How are you feeling about this whole thing? Has Dacos locked it up already, or are there some contenders that are going to be hunting him down with a couple rounds left?
Well, first of all, I love the getting in the NFL spirit with the audible out of the huddle. I love it. And for the Brownlow race,
Yes.
I'm just checking here because we did have a chat about it, and I think our discussion was nothing new to anyone else. It was Bont's the best player in the competition, but will he win the Brownlow? And I'm checking the odds here. Dacos has now actually drifted way out. So it's actually the Bont and Petrarca that are 1 and 2 favourites based on that injury. So obviously there's a few more rounds to go, and I reckon they'd be built into that. That Bontempelli has a few rounds to get the Dogs into the finals. He is the player that I will hope wins it. I think he's the one. He's the one I had. I had Oliver at the start of the year, but just obviously with the injury and whatnot, that didn't eventuate. But yeah, I reckon the Bont is still the guy that I'd back in from here. So,
wow. Okay, so no other contenders. So you don't think it's literally a 2-man race right now? It's either Bont and he has a big end to the year, explodes, and then takes it out just based off the games, or what's your thoughts there? So no one else is in this race?
No, I would have thought maybe someone from Port just with the wins, because that's generally what it is, right? Your team needs to win, and that's why.
Yeah.
Ollie Wines won it just because Port were winning so many games a couple of years ago, and we just, someone has to get the 3 votes normally from a winning team, and that's how that works. That's why I still think Nick Dacos is going to be really tough to beat. I might even look at him and be like, can anyone catch him? He might have done enough already. That's still definitely a possibility, but I will be shocked if it's anyone but Bontempelli or Dacos. They're the two that take it through. Looking through, Timmy Taranto, team hasn't won enough. Zach Butters dropped off. Jordan Dawson, team might miss the finals. Petrarca, maybe. But I think Oliver would have stolen so many points off him at the start of the year. And then people like Rosie, Gould and Green, who have all been great, just haven't been consistently great to the level of those other guys. So,
hey, don't throw Goulden in that mix. Oh, shots being fired. Hey. He's on a tear at the moment, mate. He can't go unders. He's turning up every week. I don't know what you're talking about.
And Rosie isn't? Come on. We just grouped him with Connor Rosie.
Oh, no, I'm not saying Rosie isn't. And to be fair, I sort of agree with you. So my take on it is that it is a 2-man race. I was just asking the question, not sort of giving criticism on that. It is either Bont. Like Bont, in my opinion, and we spoke on the phone yesterday, he is the best player in the competition. Like if you're a team that's about to face another team and you have Marcus Bontempelli on the other side, he is a matchup nightmare. So yeah, he can just dominate the game in so many different ways. He's so versatile. He's massive as a person as well. He's 6'3". That's one thing that goes very underrated with him, is that he is so clean below his knees, picking up the ball when it's loose, but then he's a good contested mark as well. So he's got the entire package. Dacos has just got that little bit more flash to his game, but I don't think teams are as scared as facing a Nick Dacos, but they are more scared of facing the Collingwood Fires. That's for sure. So, yeah, I think Marcus Bontempelli can run away with this now. He's been given an opportunity. He's been close years prior to getting the Brownlow, but I feel like this is the one. This is it. This is where he finally can win it all. And I'm super excited to see the end of the year and how it all unfolds. But how bloody good is this, Cal? This is what footy's about, man.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. It is a shame that we're gonna miss Dacos, but oh well. Means that someone else in our fantasy team needs to step up. So yeah, that's the beauty of GameDay Squad. We've got lots of people sitting there. Maybe Bradley Dale might step in for my boys. We'll see.
Ooh. Let's move it on to our pack of the week. And usually Kerm would take this one away, but Cal might use you as a super sub here, mate. Why don't you sub in this week for Kerm? Try to do him some justice, mate. Take it away with our pack of the week.
Well, anytime you pull Timmy Taranto is a good pack, but when you pull a diamond Timmy Taranto, you almost become a lock for this pack of the week, and that's what Stealth on the Discord has done. You can see there, he's got that beautiful looking diamond Timmy Taranto. Not much else going on in that pack. He has got the wrong Warner, unfortunately. That would have been disappointing to turn over, but who cares when you get a Timmy Taranto diamond? That makes up for the whole value of the pack there. So congrats to Stealth. You've won that pack of the week. Tom, I believe you'll be in touch with them on the Discord. And if you already have another another Taranto Stealth, and you want to give it away, please DM me because I'm more than happy to take it off your hands for free. So.
Oh, that's great. But I'll tell you what, 2024 shout, Dan Rioli should be a defender. I reckon he's going to explode. So that's not a bad pull, especially in terms of Dynasty. We love our Dynasty options. Cal at GameDay Squad. What a pack. Congratulations to Stealth. I will be in touch with you on the Discord. And seeing as you're the super sub, Cal, I think you may as well take it all the way. What's our theme for next week, for pack of the week?
Ooh, that's a very good one. How about we go best replacements for Nick Dacos? So defenders. I want to see defenders because everyone's looking for them this week. So we go, we don't care what rarity. We just want to see who's going to sub in for Nick Dacos. We just spoke about him. There is a hole there. So looking for Bradley Dales, maybe some Caleb Daniels. Bradley Dales. I said that right. So yeah, we'll see who we'll get in there. It'll be good.
That's a great theme. Get your best Nick Dacos replacements on our Discord. And if you're not part of our Discord already and you are playing GameDay Squad, we do have a link down below in the description. So join. It's free and it's where you can talk with other coaches on GameDay Squad about particular matchups, who you're going to start, trading, all of that good stuff. So you're missing out. Join now to join in on all the fun. And speaking of fun, let's take it straight away to our last segment of the show. I'm going to enjoy this one, Cal. This is your lock of the round, mate. Take it away.
Yeah. No
energy.
No energy because I'm sick of this. Every time I get my nose back in front, it just gets whacked. Tom, you had a win on the week. Kerm is the shock of the week, though, because this boy, after the awful start he had to this segment, he has just gone on an absolute tear, and he's now jumped us, and he's now could win it. This could be Stephen Bradbury, but not in the case in 60 seconds over the course of a whole season, which would be incredible if he does that. So I went Steele. I got text messages of karma over the weekend. 115, and he missed it.
How much did you go Steele for?
I just said 115, and you.
Bugger.
Yep. So that was annoying. You went Bontempelli. He of course hit, and then Kerm went Libba, and he of course hit. So yeah. Overall, disappointing, but I am going, you know what? You boys love it when I cast my eye over to see what you've done. And you both went big with dogs players last week. So this week, you know what? I'm going to pick a dog myself, and I'm going to go Liberatore. I'm going to lock him in for 125 points. The unsung hero of that dogs midfielder, the midfield, they've got a pretty good matchup. I forget exactly who they're playing, but Hawthorn, there you go. Hawthorn down in Tassie. So I think after the Hawthorn high, I think they're going to get absolutely whacked. And I reckon Lib is going to be a big part of that. So he's who I'm locking in. He's going to get me back on top.
Wow, okay. And you are right. He is the unsung hero, isn't he? He won't get the flowers he ever deserves. But we see it, Libba. We see all the hard work he put in. You are a jet. But yeah, Cal, you used the word karma last week for your selection, and I couldn't think
I
of
didn't
a
use
better
it.
word. And I literally throughout the week, you used it to explain the scenario, but I'm going to use it because I'm the person that messaged Cal and was like, Cal, I'm going to take out Jack Steele because you've done an absolute madness and you put him for 115, where I think his 3 rounds rolling average is at about 140 at the moment. So
Tell you
it
what,
was
should have
just
gone lower.
written in
Should
the
have gone
stars
110.
that this was going to happen. I know you should. Well, that wouldn't have even hit either way.
Yeah, I
You should
know.
have gone 60 and you might have got it. He had an absolute shocker this week, unfortunately. But I was going to do it and I didn't, and then I had to pay the price. But this week I went the big bad Bond for 130. You can see there. When a big score, what I thought at the time was a big score, it was nothing compared to what he was about to deliver on the day. He had 3 goals, just about 30 disposals, nearly 10 tackles, just doing what Bont does best.
3 votes too.
So how do
Give him
you
that.
go from here? It's hard, right? How do you go from here? I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I've selected a player, and I'm pretty confident about this one. We spoke about him earlier in the show, Cal. I'm going Andy Brayshaw. So I'm going back-to-back weeks where I've got big-named middies, and it is that time of the year. We're heading to the pointy end of the season. It's either now or never to start playing some of these players. I've been hanging on to them. So I'm about to play my Andy Brayshaw card. And for how many points? 128 of the best from my boy. I'm a little bit nervous about this because I've been on the Sarong train all year. If this was Sarong, I'd be much more confident. Unfortunately, it's not. I did miss my Sarong pick 3 weeks ago, so hopefully some good karma can come my way. Andy Brayshaw, mate, do it for my boy. Bring me 128 of the best. I can't wait to see what you've got. And I think it's a West Coast showdown this weekend as well. If I'm not mistaken, it's Freo,
The Derby.
the way to go, versus the mighty West Coast Eagles. Derby at Optus Stadium. The scenes will be set. I'm very excited.
Do not call it the West Coast Showdown. You will just, piss off everyone in Western Australia by calling it that. So we will call it the Western Derby.
Derby. Sorry.
The Derby.
Sorry for the formalities.
Yeah.
Derby.
Don't
bad.
upset the West Coast. They've got enough. They've got enough going wrong this
definitely
year. Don't need to stick the knife. Even Freo, most disappointing AFL state for 2023 was definitely Western Australia. Even though they had us over there a few weeks ago for the DT Talk Show, and we absolutely loved that and loved all the people there. But as a footballing state on field, terrible this year.
Gosh, I tell you what, Queensland will be close, but the Lions are doing some heavy lifting up in that top 4. So,
Hey, this is one of the better
But
Suns
anyway.
years. If you're a Suns fan, you take
That's
this at the
true.
start of the year. Only one coach sacked.
because you're
few
in the hunt
wins.
for a little bit.
Yeah. For a
Yeah,
week.
exactly. But Kerm, for his lock of the rounds, he'll let you all know on the live show this Thursday. And everybody, we do a live stream on most Thursdays. We will be doing one this week where we do a bunch of different segments, usually some giveaways. And it's your best way if you're a new player and a new coach on Game Day Squad. It's your best way to get new cards and to get involved. So make sure you set aside a time slot for Thursday night where we're going to rip in, talk footy, and give you some advice for your teams. I'm very excited for that. So Kern will update you all on his lock of the round selection. Then we won't give it away to you. But that's going to wrap us up for another episode of Game Day Squad's Aussie Rules Show. This was for round 22, and there's not many left, so it's going to be sad soon, Cal. It's going to be the last time I announce it.
No, it won't, Tom, because we announced last week between the shows, we have launched our Aussie Rules women's game, or our women's Aussie Rules game, I should say. So don't worry about that. We are still going to have a lot.
Wait, you're telling
coming
me...
in.
You're telling me the fun keeps going, even
The
after this
fun
season.
keeps going. We're going to be doing women's Aussie Rules all the way till Christmas. So don't worry. Footy's for the men's almost over. Doesn't mean it's over here on Game Day Squad. So make sure you stay tuned for everything that we're going to be announcing for that shortly.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of our game that we just announced, we do have a YouTube video which will be hitting this channel soon. So make sure you subscribe so you're notified when that one comes out. But if you are new to the scene and you haven't played Women's Aussie Rules before, We're going to break it down for you and let you know about all the different things that you need to know to get ready for the season. And then we have another video coming out soon about some tips and tricks. So stay in the scene, get subscribed to make sure you're seeing those videos so you're ready to tackle the season head on and start dominating in your new chapter. Isn't that right, Cal? Absolutely. But that's going to wrap us up. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.